The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke.
Glory to you, Lord.
One Sabbath day, Jesus was teaching in one of the synagogues, and a woman was there who for 18 years had been possessed by a spirit that left her enfeebled. She was bent double and quite unable to stand upright. When Jesus saw her, he called her over and said, "Woman, you are rid of your infirmity." And he laid his hands on her. And at once she straightened up, and she glorified God. But the synagogue official was indignant because Jesus had healed on the Sabbath, and he addressed the people present. "There are 6 days," he said, "when work is to be done. Come and be healed on one of those days, and not on the Sabbath." But the Lord answered him, "Hypocrites," he said, "is there one of you who does not untie his ox or his donkey from the manger on the Sabbath and takes it out for watering? And this woman, a daughter of Abraham, whom Satan had held bound these 18 years, was it not right to untie her bonds on the Sabbath day?" When he said this, all his adversaries were covered with confusion, and all the people were overjoyed at all the wonders he worked. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
What really could stop Jesus from bringing healing to this woman who had come to the Sabbath, possibly because she had heard about Jesus and she wanted to be healed? What possibly could stop us from being healed when we cry out to God, asking Him to heal us, to listen to our pleas? Not even the Sabbath could stop Jesus from bringing charity, from bringing healing to this woman. And we hear in the Gospel that she, for 18 years, had been bent over. She was possessed by the spirit that left her enfeebled, and she was bent over. This is very symbolical, the fact that she's not bent over, but bent double. Like she can't walk erect. She's bent, and something is definitely wrong with her, and she is abnormal. In the book of Leviticus, chapter 26, verse 13, when God is talking to the people of Israel, he said, "I, the God who brought you out from the land of Egypt, so that you may walk erect, so that you may walk erect." So when you are bent over or bent double like it is really a symbol of being enslaved. It's a symbol of being under a bond, being under a yoke. And that is why from the book of Leviticus, when he talks about, "I brought you out from the land of Egypt, I brought you out from this yoke of Egypt, that you may be able to walk erect." It means, I brought you out from the land of slavery into the land of freedom. Just like Jesus brings out this woman from being bent over or bent double into being able to walk erect. So when we are under yokes, they exert a lot of pressure on us. And spiritually, we are bent over or we are bent double. We can't walk erect because we are under these yokes. Yoke of unforgiveness, yoke of sinfulness, yoke of addictions, one addiction or another, the yoke of envy, the yoke of jealousy, and you may name it. All these things, it exerts a lot of pressure on us. And we might have been held by the yoke of unforgiveness for 18 years, just like this woman. It means we are also spiritually bent double. We might be under one addiction or another for 2 years or 3 years or 4 years, We might also be bent double by, like this woman. Maybe we are addicted to watching pornography or to masturbation or to lust or to envy. Then we are also bent double, like this woman, unable to walk erect. And the solution is only one. It's found in Matthew chapter 28, verse 11. Sorry, Matthew 11, verse 28, to be the other way around. Come to me, all you who labor and are overburdened, and I will give you rest, like this woman. And he says, shoulder my yoke, the yoke of Christ, okay? Shoulder my yoke and learn from me, for I am humble. I am humble of heart, and you would find rest for yourself. For my burden is light. My own burden is light. My yoke is easy, and my burden is light. The yoke of Christ is the yoke that brings us freedom. It's not the yoke that brings us enslavement. It is not the yoke that makes us bent double. It is a yoke that brings us freedom. And that is why we must come to him. He is the only solution to our problem. And like I said before, there is nothing that can stop him from healing us if we come to him. And it's clear that it is under a yoke, because even in verse 16 of this text we hear, that Jesus says that Satan had held her bound. Okay? It is not just an illness, it is Satan has held her bound for 18 years. So we can be bound by sin, we can be bound by the works of the devil, and it's the devil who tries to put us under this yoke and makes us bent double. And there is nothing that can save us from it except Christ himself, who said to this woman, the moment he saw her, be healed of your infirmity. And everything disappeared, and she was straightened up again. She was able to walk erect. That is what the book of Leviticus says, that he brought us from slavery and make us to walk erect. So my dear brothers and sisters, his word tells us again in 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 7, cast all your burdens unto the Lord, for he cares for you. It's time that we lay our burdens, our difficulties, our sinfulness, our addictions, we lay it at his feet, that he may take it away and grant us the grace that we may be able to walk erect again. He loves us, and he is merciful to us, and he continues to bring us to himself.